Hi guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Zwannda, and we are on 5,000 subscribers. I'm so excited, guys. So in celebration of my 5,000 subscribers, I decided, you know what? Let me record a get to know me tag. If you watch YouTube or if you're a YouTuber, you know what this is. You know, it's one of those things where someone talks about themselves like they are the only thing that exists. I'm kidding. So I decided, to share with you guys a little bit of who I am so that you get to know me better. Since we are 5,000 of us, it's only fair that we get to know each other better, okay? So I asked questions on Instagram like many other YouTubers, like what questions would you guys want me to share on Get to Know Me tag? And guess what? Apparently it was wrong timing. Banner Boy was in country, so people were not listening. I was told that I was acting like someone who doesn't have a ticket for Banner Boy, and it was true. So I ended up pulling the questions from other YouTube videos as well as the internet. So I just do, a collection. This will be long, but I will make it interesting. I'll make it interesting. So stay tuned. Please watch until the end. I beg you. Watch until the end. Okay. Okay, so I will get to the questions. They are in different places because I collected them on different times. So let's go to the questions. First question is, what does your name mean? My name is Zwannda Hamavu Azuberi. It's such a long name, and I hate to answer this question of what my name means because, oh, guys, it means what it means. Okay, so my name is Zwannda. Zwannda is a subject of a saying which is used in Venda, which is Zwannda Hamavu Azuberi. So Zwannda is my name. It's the subject of that saying. It simply means that things don't end. Like life goes on. Actually, it's used most of the time when someone wants to say life goes on. Yeah, like it will go on. Yeah. Wow, what a name, Age. Okay. So yeah, and the second question is, are you like your mother or your father? That's interesting. In as much as I would like to be like my mom, I'm more like my dad. Unfortunately or fortunately. You guys, I didn't know these questions would be like this. Anyway, so my mom is very kind. My mom is a humble. My mom is down to earth. She's a happy child. Yeah, but I'm more like my dad, man. My dad is controversial. He's out there. I hope he doesn't see this. But my dad is driven. My dad is a go-getter. My dad is inspired. My dad loves his kids. Yes, and he's business minded, a smart guy. Yeah. So I'm more like my dad. Even with a personality, I'm more like my dad, Read too much in between the lines, that kind of person. Reading people's personality. Yeah. So I'm more like my dad. Okay. I think I explained it too much on that one. What are you currently reading? I'm reading a book which is called Discover Your True North. Interesting enough, that book was recommended by a vice president of Caterpillar to me. One day when I was in Dubai, he called me. Actually, he sent me a note on Teams and say, "Are you available?" And I'm like, "This is the VP. Did someone hack this guy?" And then I was like, "Yes, I am." And then he called me and he just like, "Hey, I just wanted to get to know you. Someone mentioned your name and I thought it would be interesting for me to get to know you." So we spoke. Yeah, I got to know him and he got to know me. He ended up recommending 3 books, and Discover Your True North is one of them. So yeah, I'm glad I had that kind of visibility, and yet even to date I still do not know who actually recommended that he has to meet me. Okay, so another question is, what is your favorite song at the moment? Anything Burna Boy, guys. Banner boy. Anything banner boy. So yes. Shayo. Yeah, anything banner boy. It's what I'm listening to. One thing that is worth mentioning though is that I'm not into music. I just listen to the happenings of the time. Okay, so another question is, what do you do for a living? Oof. This question, I decided that I will never ask anyone what do they do for a living unless if really it's just on my face and I need to ask it. Because I realize that most of the time when people ask, what do you do for a living? It's because they want to gauge the level of respect that they want to give you. I have to confess that for me, even if it's not the level of respect, it's I want to put you in a certain category. And I'm teaching myself to respect people as they are without knowing what they do, Like a person who is behind you in the queue when you're buying groceries, you really don't know what they do. I want to respect every human being that way. So I'm learning not to ask, what do you do to people, as like a conversation thing. I can have a conversation with a person without knowing what they do. So, but I'm going to answer this one. So I studied mining engineering and I am a mining engineer consultant. That's what they call us. It's a pretty name. Yeah, I work for an American company. Yeah, I love my job. So yeah, that's what I do. Okay, another question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, rate your childhood. Oh, 10 is a 10. Guys, I lived, and shout out to everyone who I grew up with. I have lived. I think my best years were as a child. I lived. Okay, so a 10. Which country would you like to relocate to? Yeah, this one I am sure I got it from Instagram. So which country would I like to go and live in? So having to have the pleasure of traveling, I think I can choose, although I've not been to every country, of course. But considering I can only choose from the countries which I've been to, I can choose Canada. I think I would love to live in Canada. One, people are highly skilled and they take pride in their skill set, and not like obsession in an obsession way like Japan. Excuse my Japanese friends. But yeah, just taking pride in doing the actual work. And it's a very laid back country. To think it's very close to the US, but very laid back. It's nice. And yeah, the areas which I've visited, Alberta, Calgary, so many places. I've been so many places in Canada. But yes, I would love to live in Canada. I think it has a good standard of living there. Yeah, so I would like to live in Canada. But the country that I like the most, I know you didn't ask this one. The country that I love the most is Singapore, though. If I was to visit a place again, that would be Singapore for me. Singapore, I love it. I really, really love it. And also, I know everything about Singapore now. I would never get lost in Singapore. I know literally everything about Singapore. So I still love it. If I am to take anyone to anywhere, I would take them to Singapore. Okay, so do you have siblings? Yes, I do have siblings. So in the physical world, I only have a younger sister, but I also have an older sister who passed on earlier this year. And I also have a brother who passed on in 2016. This has been the most painful experience of my life, and it has taught me so much. So much about people, about life, about God, about definition of life. So it was excruciating, the most pain I've ever experienced. Yeah, but I love them to bits. All of them, I love them to bits. I'm proud I didn't cry. Okay, what is your life motto? So, my life motto used to be life is for the living. I'm sure if you follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, you would have seen that. I used to love that so much. I still love it. Life is for the living, just to make sure you live. And now it's more of it's interesting to be chosen. It's interesting to be chosen. I find myself saying that a lot, and I find myself reflecting on life based on that. To be chosen for good and to be chosen for bad. It's interesting to be chosen. Those who are chosen to have more, they have a burden of responsibility to caring for that. So it's very interesting to be chosen. To be chosen to be the one to experience the kind of life that you're experiencing, to live under the conditions in which you're living. That's such an interesting thing. It really helps you to redefine your purpose and your life